They call it success, the job, the title, the money, the lifestyle. We chase it, believing it will bring us happiness, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. But what they don't tell you is that success can come with a heavy price. Late nights spent staring at glowing screens, chasing deadlines, and crafting the perfect email. The adrenaline of closing a deal, the thrill of a promotion. It all feels intoxicating at first. But as the days turn into weeks, and the weeks into years, that excitement fades. What's left is a relentless grind that can feel more like a cage than a dream. I remember the rush of landing my first big client. The applause, the recognition. I thought I had made it. But soon, I found myself trapped in a cycle of endless work. The more I achieved, the more was expected of me. The late nights became a norm, and the weekends vanished. I wore my exhaustion like a badge of honor, convincing myself that this was the price of success. But success isn't just about the accolades. It's about balance, peace, and joy. When your career starts to destroy your peace, it's time to reevaluate what you're chasing. I've seen colleagues burn out, their passion extinguished by the very dreams they once pursued. They traded their well-being for a title, their happiness for a paycheck. It's easy to get lost in the hustle, to think that if you just push a little harder, you'll find that elusive happiness. But the truth is, success without fulfillment is just a hollow victory. It's the quiet moments, the laughter with friends, the time spent with family that truly matter. So, what do? We need to redefine success. It's not just about climbing the corporate ladder. It's about finding joy in the journey. It's about setting boundaries, prioritizing our mental health, and remembering that it's okay to step back. Success should empower us, not imprison us. It's time to break free from the notion that we must sacrifice our peace for a title. Let's have the courage to chase a success that nourishes our souls, not drains them. Because at the end of the day, it's not the job or the money that defines us. It's the life we choose to live. Success has been ingrained in us since childhood. We're taught that straight A's, college degrees, promotions, and pay raises are the markers of our worth. Each achievement feels like a badge of honor, a validation of our existence. But what happens when that pursuit of success turns into a relentless chase? For many high achievers, it becomes a trap. Imagine this. You're rushing through an airport, glued to your phone, juggling emails while waiting for your flight. You're working late, pushing through deadlines, and yet, there's this gnawing feeling in the pit of your stomach. You can't rest without feeling guilty. The moment you pause, the thoughts creep in. Am I doing enough? What if I fall behind? Praise from colleagues or friends feels hollow. It's like a fleeting moment of joy that quickly fades, leaving you craving more. But criticism? That hits hard. It's like a punch to the gut, a reminder that you're not measuring up. You start to define yourself solely by your achievements. If you're not hitting those targets, who are you? You're not chasing dreams anymore. You're running from failure. The fear of not being good enough looms large, overshadowing any joy that success might bring. You've become a hamster on a wheel, spinning faster and faster, but never really getting anywhere. Let's talk about the key signs that you might be caught in this trap. First, if you can't take a break without feeling guilty, that's a red flag. Rest is essential for productivity, yet you feel like you're slacking off if you take even a moment to breathe. Next, consider how you react to praise and criticism. If compliments feel empty and you find yourself dwelling on negative feedback, it's a sign that your self-worth is tied too closely to external validation. And then there's the way you define yourself. If your identity is wrapped up in your job title or the accolades you've received, you're in dangerous territory. You're not just a professional. You're a human being with dreams, passions, and a life outside of work. Breaking free from this trap requires a shift in mindset. It's about recognizing that your worth isn't tied to your achievements. It's about embracing the journey, not just the destination. Start by allowing yourself to rest without guilt. Celebrate your successes, but don't let them define you. Remember, you are enough just as you are. It's time to step off that wheel and rediscover what truly matters. You have the power to redefine success on your own terms. Success can feel like a double-edged sword. On the outside, I project power, confidence, and control. I've built a life that many would envy. But beneath that polished surface lies a reality that few ever see. Sleepless nights have become my norm. I lie awake, my mind racing, replaying the day's events, worrying about tomorrow's challenges. It's a relentless cycle. I often find myself in silent breakdowns, moments when the weight of expectations feels unbearable. The pressure to keep performing, to maintain that image of success, is suffocating. I've learned to wear gratitude like a mask. I tell myself, you should be thankful for what you have. But deep down, I know that my mind is exhausted and my soul feels empty. Burnout isn't just a buzzword. It's my reality. It's the new normal for so many of us. We chase success, thinking it will bring fulfillment, but instead, it often leads to isolation. I look around and see others who seem to have it all together, but I wonder if they, too, are silently struggling. There's a strange irony in this pursuit. We celebrate achievements, but we rarely talk about the cost. The late nights, the missed connections with loved ones, the hobbies that fall by the wayside. I've sacrificed so much in the name of success, yet I often feel like I'm running on empty. I've learned to put on a brave face, to pretend that everything is fine, even when I'm quietly falling apart. It's exhausting. I find myself asking, is this what I wanted? The accolades, the recognition, they feel hollow when I'm battling my own demons in silence. I crave authenticity, a space where I can express my struggles without fear of judgment. I want to share my story, not just the highlights, but the lows that come with it. I want to remind others that it's okay to not be okay, even when the world expects us to be strong. Success should not come at the cost of our mental health. We need to redefine what it means to be successful. It's not just about the accolades. It's about balance, about being true to ourselves. It's time to lift the veil on silent suffering and acknowledge that behind every success story, there's often a struggle that remains unseen. We've turned exhaustion into a trophy. Long nights, endless emails, and back-to-back meetings. We wear these like badges of pride. When someone asks how we're doing, we don't say, "I'm exhausted." No, we say, "I'm productive." It's as if we've created a culture where being busy is synonymous with being successful. But what does that really mean? Behind the pride lies a quiet pain. Anxiety that lingers like an unwelcome guest, sleep that evades us, and hearts that feel like they're running on empty. We trade rest for recognition, convincing ourselves that this is ambition. We push through the fatigue, ignoring the signs our bodies send us. Our minds are tired, our bodies are breaking, yet we still whisper, "I can't stop now." Why do we do this? Somewhere along the way, we confused burnout with success. We've glorified the hustle, celebrating those who sacrifice their well-being for the sake of achievement. But let's be honest, being busy isn't the same as being fulfilled. We need to ask ourselves, what are we really achieving? Is it worth the toll it takes on our mental health? The truth is, productivity doesn't have to come at the expense of our well-being. We can redefine success. It's not about how many hours we clock in or how many tasks we check off our lists. It's about finding balance, nurturing our passions, and allowing ourselves the grace to rest. Imagine a world where we celebrate not just the grind, but also the moments of pause, where taking a break is seen as a strength, not a weakness. It's time to shift the narrative. Let's embrace the idea that rest is productive. Let's prioritize our mental health and redefine what it means to be successful. So, the next time you feel that familiar weight of exhaustion, remember, it's okay to step back. It's okay to say no. Let's strive for fulfillment over busyness. Because in the end, true success is not measured by how much we do, but by how well we care for ourselves along the way. I've spent years pouring my heart and soul into my career, and somewhere along the way, I lost sight of who I really am. It's fascinating how we often tie our self-worth to our jobs. I remember when I first landed my dream position. I felt invincible, like I had finally found my purpose. But as the months turned into years, that initial thrill faded, and I started to feel this weight pressing down on me. Every time someone asked, "What do you do?" I felt this rush of pride, but also this underlying anxiety. My job became my identity. I began to measure my value by my promotions, my salary, and the accolades I received. If I had a good day at work, I felt like $1,000,000. But if I faced criticism or missed a deadline, it was like a punch to the gut. I'd spiral into self-doubt, questioning my abilities and, worse, my worth as a person. It's a slippery slope. When your career becomes your identity, it's easy to lose perspective. I started to neglect my relationships, my hobbies, even my health, all in the name of chasing success. I thought, if I just work harder, I'll feel fulfilled. But fulfillment doesn't come from a job title or a corner office. It comes from within, from knowing who you are outside of your work. I've seen colleagues burn out, their passion extinguished, all because they let their careers define them. It's heartbreaking. We're not just our jobs. We're complex beings with dreams, fears, and passions that extend far beyond the office walls. I realized that I needed to reconnect with the parts of myself that I had neglected. I started to explore new interests, rekindle old friendships, and invest time in self-reflection. It's a journey, and I'm still navigating it. I've learned to separate my self-worth from my job performance. Now, when someone asks what I do, I share it proudly, but I also emphasize my other passions, my love for painting, my enthusiasm for hiking, and my commitment to my family. Those are just as much a part of me as my career. The emotional struggle is real, but it's also a chance for growth. I've come to understand that my career is just one facet of my identity. It doesn't define me, it complements me. I'm learning to embrace the ebb and flow of my professional life without letting it dictate my self-esteem. It's liberating to know that I am enough, just as I am, regardless of my job title. So, if you find yourself in a similar situation, take a step back. Reflect on what truly matters to you. Your career is important, but it's not the whole picture. Embrace your multifaceted self, and remember that your worth is inherent, not contingent on your job. They said I've made it. The dream job, the corner office with the view, the life everyone else seems to envy. I remember the day I got the promotion, the congratulations pouring in like confetti. Everyone celebrated my success, but inside, I felt a strange hollowness. The accolades, the recognition, they should have filled me with joy, but instead, they felt like heavy weights dragging me down as I scroll through my achievements, each one a shiny badge of honor. But as I look closer, I realize they don't fill the emptiness I carry. I've chased after goals like they were the finish line, thinking that once I crossed it, I'd finally find peace. Just one more project, just one more raise, and then I'll take a breath. But here I am, still running, still searching for that elusive moment of rest. The truth is, peace doesn't wait for you at the end of the race. It's not found in the next promotion or the next big deal. It's in those quiet moments when you stop running. It's in the laughter shared with friends, the warmth of a hug, the stillness of a sunset. Those are the moments that nourish the soul, not the endless chase for more. I've sacrificed so much in this pursuit. Relationships have faded, hobbies have been abandoned, and the joy I once found in simple things has been overshadowed by the relentless grind. I've become a stranger to myself, lost in a maze of expectations and ambitions. Making it has become a double-edged sword. On one side, there's the allure of success, the validation from others. But on the other, there's the cost, the toll it takes on my mental health, my relationships, my very essence. I've learned that success without fulfillment is a hollow victory. So, I'm starting to redefine what making it means to me. It's not just about the job title or the salary. It's about finding balance, nurturing connections, and embracing the journey, not just the destination. It's about allowing myself to breathe, to be present, and to cherish the moments that truly matter. I'm learning to let go of the relentless pursuit and to find joy in the now. Because at the end of the day, what good is success if it costs me my soul? I want to live fully, not just exist in the shadows of my achievements. It's time to reclaim my life, to find peace in the chaos, and to remember that true success is measured not by what I have, but by who I am. Success can feel like a double-edged sword. It's exhilarating, but when it drains your soul, it's time to pause and reflect. So what does success mean to me now? Not what society shouts at me, not what social media glorifies, but what resonates deep within my core. I've realized that success isn't just about achievements or accolades. It's about fulfillment, joy, and connection. It's about aligning my life with my values and passions. So, I ask myself, am I truly happy? Am I living authentically? Once I start to unpack that, I give myself permission to rest. Rest isn't a sign of weakness, it's a vital part of growth. I've learned to let go of the guilt that comes with taking a break. It's not the end of my journey, it's where the real transformation begins. I carve out moments beyond my job, time with family, laughter with friends, or simply sitting in silence. These moments are not distractions, they're essential. They remind me of who I am outside of my accomplishments. And when the weight of it all feels too heavy, I reach out for help. I've discovered the power of therapy, the strength found in community, and the healing that comes from honest conversations. It's okay to lean on others. We're not meant to carry our burdens alone. Above all, I practice gentleness with myself. I'm not a machine programmed to achieve. I'm a human being learning to heal. I embrace my imperfections and acknowledge my struggles. Each step I take, no matter how small, is part of my journey. I redefine success on my own terms. I focus on what brings me joy, what fuels my spirit, and what nurtures my soul. This is my path to rebuilding myself, and it starts with listening to that quiet voice inside me. It's a journey, not a race, and I'm learning to savor every moment along the way. You don't have to break yourself to prove your value. The world doesn't need more tired achievers. It needs people who are calm, whole, and alive. Think about it. Real success isn't about doing more or chasing endless goals. It's about embracing who you are and finding peace in the present moment. Imagine a life where you prioritize your well-being over the hustle. It's not just about what you accomplish, but how you feel while doing it. So let go of the pressure to always be on the grind. Instead, focus on being your true self and watch how everything else falls into place.